Okay. Tomorrow's the big night. Tomorrow is ladies' night, set number 2. I'm terrified. Very, very nervous. I've been nervous all day for tomorrow, and it just came right up on me. And tomorrow's the day, and I just gotta roll through with it. I did have a writers' meeting today, actually, with Alva Marie Sparkles and Adrian Gabriel. They are 2 great friends of mine, and we started getting together to write and run jokes by each other. And it's just a really good support system. It really helps stretch the muscle because you're also helping other people out with jokes. So I'm incredibly thankful for them. And today was really, really good. We all ran over our stuff. We're all going to be on the lineup tomorrow at Ladies' Night. So it made sense for us to get together and run through everything. And also just like hype each other up, you know?
You can, I don't know if I have it.
So I'll go over my worries based on the first set.
Yeah.
So the Britney Spears joke I love a lot, but I'm scared it's coming off way too mean. You know, people.
What is it? Because then you might be able to tie and you might be like, look, I've got a lot of,
issues
myself. But Britney Spears, that bitch is crazy.
Yeah. And then I go, yeah, she burnt down her own gym, and people are yas queening her in the comments. And then I was gonna add in here, can we please stop yas queening mental illness? But I don't know if that translates.
No,
it doesn't quite translate.
You know why? Because I feel like you're making fun of her.
Right.
So, like if I thought it was hilarious when she burnt down her gym. And
right?
I would be the first one to be great. Yes, queen.
Yeah, exactly. So I say, yeah, she burnt down her own gym. People are yasking her in the comments. And then this is where I brought this up with you. She looks like an older Avril Lavigne. And I originally had who just got face fucked, but I think I'm just going to change it to who just gave a blowjob. Because I feel face fucked is a little harsh. Because when I said it at Billy Grind, it was like, oh.
Was that your opener?
Yeah, I opened with that.
I would
that's a harsh opener.
I would start with either something else, fluffier, or change it to blowjob.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just come into the dirty.
Yeah, and then I just go, if you
gotta finger him first a little bit before you shove your cock in there.
But this is the thing, all my stuff is pretty dark. So then after that, I did the single other woman stuff, which is also pretty harsh.
I love that though.
And people also were like, ooh, to that too. So I said I've been single for almost 9 years. That's way too fucking long. And then I added this little bit in, which is like, I'm 33 years old and I have no idea what it feels like for a guy to put a blanket over me. and then I go into, and people think I'm really bitter, they think I'm really anti-couple, but I'm a big supporter of couples. I'm there for like the girlfriends when they need a girls' night out, and I'm there for their boyfriends when they fuck me.
I love that.
But see, I love it too, but I get ooh in the crowd.
Okay, keep going.
And then the rest of that other woman joke is just the part where I say, yeah, I have a bad habit of being the other woman, and then I added in, I don't recommend it, it says a lot about your self-esteem if you do that. Really the only upside to being the other woman is you always know who they're fucking.
Yeah.
I just kind of had to put in that, like, I don't recommend it, it says a lot about your self-esteem, because I don't want to be unlikable. Like, I don't want...
I would include that. I think, to me that sounds like you're like,
shitting on yourself.
One, shitting on yourself and and two, giving a TED talk. Like, this isn't like you telling people how to feel.
Okay.
This is you talking about your experience.
Okay.
And if you want to lighten it, put another joke in, not a almost like a parental guidance warning or whatever.
That's like what I was saying. Like when I was trying to preempt that I like my brother, I wasn't just gonna say that. Like you need a joke that says that for you.
Yeah.
Interesting. Like, it's so easy to get in your head, and that's certainly where I am right before a show, which is just worst case scenario and just general stage fright nerves. And all my nerves revolve around forgetting parts of my jokes. And so much of that for me has been figuring out how to write them out properly in a way that makes sense, in a way that jogs my memory, and not take up, more than a sheet. So my goal is to bring this fucker up with me on ladies' night, as opposed to the tiny piece of scrap paper that I had the first time. And I'm really hoping that this is going to help me get through everything. I'm really scared about time. I'm scared of going over my time. I'm going to try to time it a bunch today. I'm going to practice a bit right now in my apartment and time it and just see where I'm at, apparently I have 5 to 7 minutes, or I could have that much time if needed. So it's a bit better than before. That makes me feel good. It means that I can slow down a bit. But again, I don't want to be going long, and I don't want to be doing too much stuff. I kind of want to just do what I know works. One good piece of feedback that I did have with the ladies when I was telling them about my first set, and just the fact that at the beginning of the set I had more darker stuff, and I felt like opening with that was a little weird, and it kind of made this weird tone in the room of like, ooh, and I'm nervous about that going forward. So I've actually rearranged my set list a bit, and I've put the joke that got the biggest laugh on my first set as the opener. And I'm nervous about that because it's not how I'm used to like doing the jokes. But I gotta get over that, because as a comic, you gotta change things up and you gotta rearrange. And you gotta learn for the jokes to just stand on their own and to throw them in wherever. So I can't get too attached to like a set story or a set list. So that's interesting. So I've got a slightly rearranged set list. At least the first half anyways is rearranged. The last 4 jokes haven't changed in terms of the order. So I'm going to stick with that, and I'm going to hope that I can get to those last 2 jokes, because in my first set I went long and I didn't get to them. So my goal is to get through this, to not forget anything, and not ramble too much as well when I'm up there. I just know that I'm going to get up there and I'm going to feel the energy in the crowd, and I'm going to want to talk to them. I'm a fucking podcaster. This is what I'm used to. I'm used to conversation. So a part of me wants to bring that into my act and just be like, yeah, I'm a podcaster. I'm not used to this. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions, because a lot of my jokes start with questions. They are not questions anyone can answer. They are simply like, yes or no questions. But regardless, there is some slight interaction as transitions into some of my jokes. I want to start it by saying, is anyone else in here depressed as fuck? Ask a question.
I hope you get an applause break.
Yeah, that's it. I just walk off stage. I'm like, okay, we're all depressed, and then I'm gonna assume that people will clap at that, because everyone's depressed.
I fucking hope so.
So this one goes, so me too. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I've done a lot of those mental health assessments online. I really wish that there was a mildly suicidal option on those. It's either you are or you're not. And like, I'm not all the way there yet. I'm not gonna do anything yet. Don't worry. I still spend an hour on my makeup every day. I'm not gonna do anything. I just don't wear my seatbelt anymore.
I like that a lot.
And then I'll see how they react. And then I go further and I say, if I'm taking a bubble bath, someone throws a toaster at me, I just might not catch it.
That's awesome.
And then I keep going with it. I go, yeah, depression sucks, but I'm still pretty vain. Just the other day I had a breakdown. One to end it all. I was unemployed and heartbroken over a guy. It was actually just last week. No makeup on. It was an absolute mess, crying all day. I'm going to cut that out a bit because it's a bit redundant. I had this moment of like, this is it. But also, I don't want people to find me like this. So I'm going to put some makeup on.
Dope.
I just figured I don't have much going for me, but I really want the medical examiner to appreciate my contour. But then he might have that moment when he wipes it all off where he goes, oh, I see why she did this. So
that's cool.
I see why she did this is like, not only I see why she killed herself, but it's
why she put the makeup on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I got it 100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unless somebody's dumb. Yeah. I think you're good.
That's my whole suicide bit. Those 2 parts.
Oh, so that's amazing.
So I have like.
So you have a setup. You go roll the 3 for 3 examples of why you're not super going to kill yourself, but you also want to kill yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And
then you have the explanation of if I were to go through it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's way better than anything.
It's one that I'm worried about.
That's the one you're worried about?
Just based on the fact that it's a suicide joke.
Your set's gonna go great. If that's what you're worried about, you're gonna do fine. That's awesome.
The joke last week that got the biggest laugh was my big personality joke, where I talk about cliches and like the things we're told when we're single. I'm a little nervous that starting out with it, I don't know if it's gonna get the same reaction as it did when I did it as like the 3rd or 4th joke in my set. It's going to be interesting to see. I think this is part of the process. So another fear I have is like opening with like my quote unquote best joke. And I mean, I'm saying that based on one set. So, I mean, I don't know if it's my best joke, but it is the one that has seen the most success so far. I do have a fear in opening with that, because when you tend to open, you're a little more nervous the first couple jokes. Then, towards the middle and the end, you get more looser and more comfortable. So I'm a little worried that I won't deliver it as well as I think. But, I'm just going to try my best. I have to keep telling myself that in the grand scheme of things, this doesn't fucking matter. People aren't going to care that it's my second set. People aren't going to remember this. You know what I mean? Like, this is such a silly thing to do. And I have so many comic friends just telling me, none of this matters. It doesn't matter. Stop being nervous. Just do it. What else? I mean, I don't know. I'm just ready to get up there. I'm ready to be part of a show with a bigger audience. I have to take the pressure off and just do my best. One thing I've realized through all of this is that I am putting far too much pressure on myself. And yes, some of that pressure is naturally there, but a lot of it is me. Having high expectations for myself, being a perfectionist, wanting it to be perfect, that's the event planner and the podcaster coming out in me. So I gotta just relax. And have fun. I think that's my main goal, is to have fun. So I'm going to try to practice this a couple times tonight. I'm going to have a bubble bath, go over my jokes again in the tub. I'm going to try to get a decent sleep, get up early tomorrow, get my shit done early so I can get ready early and get there early. Maybe I'll film some footage of me right before the show. I might try to record my set if I can find someone with a phone I can borrow to use as a timer. So long as that can happen, I might film some footage of it, because why the fuck not? I'm used to seeing myself on the camera all the fucking time. So I think I can handle it. I think it'd be a good idea to capture the footage just to have as part of the series, even if I just show some of it. Guys, we will see. But I can't believe it's tomorrow. This is the would have been wedding. I eloped. I went off the plan in terms of what I was going to do for my first set. But tomorrow does feel like a bigger deal. So I'm pumped. Let's fucking do this and let's get this over with so I can stop being nervous and stop feeling like I have to shit and vomit all the time. Nervous stomach, it's a thing, and I have it, and it's terrible. But yeah, tomorrow night is ladies' night. Let's do this. I know that I can do 5. So let's see about 5 to 7 if we can make that work. I think I gotta cut crazy hot. Fuck. I gotta cut some of that. I do. It's too long. I have too many jokes. Fuck. Okay, I just practiced a lot and I feel like 10 times better. I was so fucking nervous for the first half of the day, and literally all I need to do when I feel nervous is practice, and I realize I fucking know these jokes. I'm good. And in case you're wondering what my apartment looks like after all the, rewriting notes and practicing all day, it is a little bit chaotic in here. Let me just show you. Here's all my cue cards with all my jokes that at this point I don't really need because I'm just going to roll with it. Then this is the set list that I have perfected. I cut a joke, and I've been timing it, and I'm sitting at 6 minutes, 15 seconds-ish, no more than 6.5 minutes. So hopefully that 5 to 7 will work out. And I'm gonna actually essentially take this list and write it on here, and that's what I'm gonna bring up on stage with me. I'm not gonna bring these up on stage, but I'm gonna bring these with me to the bar just to review. And I'll bring extra ones too in case I need to change anything. But I think at this point, guys, I gotta roll with what I got. Ugh. It's crazy. It's almost like it instantly gets rid of my nerves when I practice. Also, Nikki Glaser just tweeted me back. And I just love her so much. Oh my god, she's such an inspiration for me. And like, she's my all-time favorite. And like, just the fact that she took the time, she's a fucking busy woman. And she took the time out of her day to do that. Ugh. But now I have to figure out what I'm wearing. And I think I sort of know. I have a metallic bodysuit and a leather skirt that I think I will wear. There's other things that I think I would look really hot in, but I'm not gonna risk a fucking titty falling out on stage, you know, just in case. I'm paranoid. Mindy, what do you think? What do you think of my outfits? Which one do you like better? I'm about to hop in the shower and fucking take all this off and reapply like 10 layers of makeup. And then I'm gonna cab to Oasis and get there nice and early. And I think I'm going to just find a hiding place, just go over my notes again, maybe practice a bit on my own. I'm feeling amped though. I'm feeling, at this point, more excited than nervous. So let's hope that keeps up, because my stomach has been just off all day. So fingers crossed. Thank you so much. Ladies' night happened. It was awesome. It was so much fun. I did it. I did the second set at Ladies' Night up there with my gal pals, up there with Alva and Adrian and Kirsten and Tal and Vicky and just a bunch of amazingly funny women. And what an experience that was. So I got to go third. It was actually perfect for me because it was just enough time for me to get comfortable with the show and also get it over with so I could enjoy some of the show. I honestly left this apartment feeling good about like my jokes and remembering parts of jokes, and thinking back to the set, I definitely did forget a couple of small things, and they were small, like they were just really small details that maybe, you know, didn't need to be in there anyway. Kyle Carpenter actually told me that. He said sometimes when you forget things, it's a sign. So that's an interesting way to look at it when you're writing jokes. But oh my god, what a wild experience that was. I had so much fun. It was a really good crowd, like almost a packed room, I gotta say. I had a couple different groups of friends show up, which was really, really cool and encouraging. And honestly, guys, like I feel good about the set. You know, it felt like I didn't stumble too much. I mean, I think there was like one line that I stumbled on, and that was just a wording thing that I just couldn't quite get out. But this new system of writing my notes out on a larger piece of paper has done wonders for me. Anytime I felt like I didn't remember where I was going, I just took a quick glance down at the set and just rolled on through. Now, oddly enough, the dark stuff seemed to work really well. The love addict stuff got a pop. Like, I think my biggest pop was the second part of the love addict joke. So I'm making a note of that. I did cut some stuff from my set to make sure I didn't go over time. And I still think I went a little bit over time. I think I was at a solid 7 minutes, which again, this is the process. It's all about trimming things up and tightening things up, and also just learning to stay on track up there. Because one thing I've noticed with doing the set, the 2 times that I've done it, which isn't a lot at all, is when you're up there and you're feeding off the energy of the crowd, it can be very easy to start riffing or to kind of go off on this like improvisational? Improv-y? Can I just say improv-y? Like an improv-y style of talking, and that cuts into your time. And it was wild. I'm hearing people laugh at the jokes. I totally understand now why comics do this. It was exhilarating. When I got up there, I really focused on what I was saying, and I kept thinking steps ahead, and it just worked. Like, I felt comfortable. I don't know. It's this really, really weird thing. I'm so nervous leading up to it. But then when I get up there and I just start saying the jokes, it's like the nerves melt away in a really weird way. But I also think a lot of the reason it felt comfortable is just the sheer amount of time that I've practiced the jokes. I mean, I did my set probably 5 or 6 times today, like a full practice where I didn't have notes and I timed it. And I think that really helped. I've been struggling with nerves, and I personally get legitimately sick to my stomach when I feel nervous. But what I noticed today was the second I started practicing and going over things and talking out loud, like just constantly saying my jokes out loud, the less nervous I felt. And I feel like that's gonna be good to know going forward. The second I feel nervous about something, I just gotta start saying it out loud. I mean, I was even going over my jokes and saying my jokes while I was curling my hair. Like, little things like that. Also, fucking podcasting for so long. I didn't realize how much podcasting has probably helped me with stand-up. I always thought that they were very different things, and I think it really helped me with stage presence. And I think that the first tip-off to me that I should do comedy was the live show, because I did better than I thought I was gonna do on the live show, and I kind of surprised myself in a weird way. Man, I gotta say, like, I get it. I get why people do comedy. It's so exciting to be up there and put something out there that is so deeply personal and something that you've been sitting with for so long and have people respond to it. It is just absolutely wild. And I think I gotta just stick with the momentum and keep going and do more. I mean, there's a chance for me to go up again this week on Thursday. I think I gotta push myself and just get up there again, you know, just right away. Just keep the train rolling. Yeah, I mean, I'm reeling. I'm literally reeling from that experience. Can't believe my boobs stayed in. They are taped. I am gonna get in the habit of just being more comfortable on stage because I'm in a leather skirt and bodysuit. I'm ready to take these clothes off. I dressed up because it was ladies' night. It's a little more special of a night. But going forward, I'm gonna stick to comfort. I think I got a lot of compliments. I hate saying that because I actually don't want compliments. I want feedback. I want, you know, like, most of my compliments have been around stage presence, which is so good to know because I know that starting out in comedy, that's the like number one most important thing is getting comfortable on stage. So I'm really glad that I'm doing well at that. And I had some people give me a couple feedback on the jokes as well, which was fantastic. And it was good feedback. Any feedback, I think, is good feedback if you are willing to hear it out and consider it. You don't have to take the advice. You could just keep going with what you have. For me, it's about curating, trimming it up, making it tighter, and just playing into that stage presence to get even bigger laughs. I got really good laughs tonight, and I did tape the set, which will be interesting to watch back, because I do think that there is an element of disconnecting when you're up there and you can't really process how it went because you're the one doing it. It's very strange. I've never experienced this until now. But maybe what I'll do is actually record some footage of me reacting to the ladies' night set. I think that might be interesting because this is how comedians get better. You gotta watch yourself and figure out what landed and what didn't. But overall, I'm really happy with how ladies' night went. I'm way happier with it than I was with the first set. I think this is going to be a wild ride. I'm not always gonna do well. People aren't always gonna like the self-deprecation, the personal aspect of my jokes. But you know what? This is what I have and this is me. So I just gotta keep testing it and doing it at different places. And it's really exciting. I'm pumped. I'm very pumped. And I gotta give some props to some people because, like I've said many times in this series or whatever this is, I've had help. You know, I've been really lucky to have had friendships with comedians that have helped me, and I cannot take full credit for where I am. I'm just not going to. It's not fair to do that. Number one is I want to thank two key people who I think were very key and actually really pushing me to do it, and that is Travis Lindsay and Matt Baker. Travis did a Lawn Laughs backyard comedy show. I want to say it was around a month ago, but I don't have any concept of time. It was a while ago. Just when things were opening up again, he did this backyard comedy show, and I went, and Travis actually gave me a little pep talk afterwards and pretty much said, now's a great time to start. You have nothing to lose. Just try it. And he gave me some really great advice. And it really pushed me to book that first set, which was originally Ladies' Night, which ended up being my second set. But, you know, he was there beside me when I said, Dave, put me up on Ladies' Night, and he suggested where I should go in the lineup to feel comfortable. I mean, Travis Lindsay is an amazing comedian here in Halifax, and he has been so influential to so many people, me included. So a big shout out to Travis Lindsay. Obviously, I want to shout out Andrew Vaughn, who isn't with us and has been so influential to me in every way, shape, or form in terms of how I think about comedy. His advice is going to stick with me for a long time. But the other person I want to personally thank is Matt Baker. Matt got me my first joke book. Going back to his first episode on the podcast, he was telling me to try it, and he kept on me and kept encouraging me to try it. I also want to give a shout out to some other people like Scott McLean, Brian Otter, Kyle Carpenter. These are all people I have run jokes by and have been so helpful in me forming those jokes. I can't take full credit. I've had help. And I do recognize as well that me working on the podcast for 3 years is my form of work. And that's my form of developing a voice in which I can turn to friends and have them help me because they know my voice or they know my, they know my style or my tone. I don't want to say I have a comedy voice, but again, podcasting for 3 years, my voice and my cadence has been out there for 3 years. Also, a massive shout out to Adrian Gabriel and Kirsten Finch and Alva Marie Sparkles. These are 3 good friends of mine in comedy, all extremely talented women. We've been actually getting together fairly regularly to write, go over jokes, help each other with the jokes. And it's so damn refreshing to be around women who think similarly to you and get you, understand where you're coming from with certain jokes or tags or punchlines, and can legitimately help you. So I cannot thank them enough. They've been so pivotal for me. I have a lot of people to thank because, again, it's sappy, but the comedy scene here in Halifax has done so much for me, and I've truly not been this Lone Ranger coming into a scene that I don't know and just trying it. That's just not what my experience has been. But what it has been is just absolutely wonderful because I've completely fallen in love with comedy. And who knows if this is something that I'm seriously going to pursue in terms of be so serious and go to every single mic and never stop. Who knows? I hope so. I really do hope so, but I also don't want to desert the podcast. I don't want to desert the desire to produce shows and maybe plan shows. I'd also love to do promotion for other people. That's also something I would love to do. I don't know. It's just one of those things. I just feel again, no matter what I do, this is a community that I want to be part of in some way, whether that's stand-up or behind the scenes. So that's it for the Ladies' Night part of this series, which who knows what's going to happen to it after this. I might just film footage here and there from doing different open mics and talking to people. I will see what I can do. But if you're enjoying it, I want to keep you along with me on this journey, as cheesy as that sounds. If you're into it, I'd be more than happy to share that footage with you and also just capture this really weird moment in my life. So we will see.